many people are going to not want to ban abortions. Many people are going to love the fact that Arizona banned abortions. Unless it's going to save the mother's life, of course. In the case of rape, in the case of incest. That's what I would say. Me, myself, personally, I would never want an abortion. I would never want anyone to have an abortion. I don't think that there's ever a need to ever have an abortion. Okay? Society has failed us. All right? Parents are failing their children when they grow up and they think that they should have an abortion or they get pregnant too early. That's my opinion. If your kid is already pregnant, you're a mother or a father, how'd you let that happen? How'd they not have the proper education? Why do they feel like they should have gotten pregnant? How is it that a young girl get pregnant if her parents care about her? It's a very tough issue for some people. For me, it's not. It's a matter of keeping families together. Okay, dad stays married to mom. Mom stays married to dad. They raise a family. They teach them good morals and values. And the daughter doesn't get pregnant. Simple as that. But we're in a tough situation already because, in my opinion, there's some very evil people who don't mind doing abortions, and they don't mind you doing them either. It's just where I stand on it. Rather than say who shouldn't get an abortion and what should happen or if anybody should have an abortion, me personally also, I think that we should be doing education. We should be out trying to do something to help this issue that we're having. We should be out there doing something to help the problem. I saw what Officer Tatum was doing. I think it's a great idea. Save the Storks. I believe you can check that out on his website. Amazing idea. Me personally, I don't like when people talk about a problem, but they don't have any solutions at all. All right. I just can't stand it. So I want to let you guys know what's going on. I want to go ahead and play the news clip, and then we'll talk a little bit more about what I think about it. President Trump had a little bit to say about it, and we'll get into it in just a second, but we're going to roll the clip right now.
This morning, there's a lot of fallout from a ruling on an abortion case in Arizona.
So the state Supreme Court ruled that a law from 1864 that criminalizes nearly all abortions can be enforced. Robert Moses taking a closer look this morning. What's going on?
Rosanna and Kurt, while the ruling applies only to Arizona, it could well have national implications. Think about it. In a tight presidential election, as this one is shaping up to be, any one issue could galvanize enough voters to swing the race, and abortion could well be that issue.
It is a dark day in Arizona.
Democratic Governor Katie Hobbs decried the Arizona Supreme Court's 4-2 ruling. The justices, all Republican appointees, said an 1864 law banning nearly all abortions is now enforceable because of the overturning of Roe v. Wade. Physicians are now on notice that all abortions, except those necessary to save a woman's life, are illegal, the court ruled. The justices put their ruling on hold for 14 days to allow for a lower court to hear more arguments about the constitutionality of the 1864 law. Planned Parenthood Arizona, the plaintiff, had argued that other measures, including a 2022 state law banning abortion after the 15th week of pregnancy, made the 1864 law moot. But the Arizona Supreme Court didn't buy that argument. Reaction from the White House was strong. Millions of Arizonans will soon live under an even more extreme and dangerous abortion ban, which fails to protect women even when their health is at risk or in tragic cases of rape or incest. President Joe Biden said in a statement, "This ruling is a result of the extreme agenda of Republican elected officials who are committed to ripping away women's freedom." The Alliance Defending Freedom, a conservative group, celebrated the ruling and said it will protect the lives of countless innocent unborn children. But Arizona's Attorney General, a Democrat, promised not to prosecute doctors for performing abortions, though individual district attorneys could decide to prosecute. The ruling could galvanize voters to head to the polls this fall.
To the people across Arizona who are concerned about the future of abortion rights in our state, who are worried about their bodily autonomy, who don't want to see the freedom of their wives, sisters, and daughters restricted, you can make your concerns known at the ballot box, and I encourage you to do so.
And even some Republicans are outraged at yesterday's decision. Case in point, Congresswoman Nancy Mace, a Republican from South Carolina, called it an asinine ruling, which seems to be an acknowledgement that this could be politically toxic for Republicans all across the country. Kurt and Rosanna, back to you.
All right.
It's absolutely crazy how different we all think about abortion. I'm far right extreme on abortion. I think I know that there's another way, where it never has to be done. That requires people to do things that they don't want to do, like spend time talking to their kids, get involved in their children's lives, educating them about the outcomes of having a baby, keeping your kids close. Because what I see when we're talking about abortion is a bunch of young mothers going out, smashing and dashing as much as they possibly can while they're young, mostly in the liberal cities, all right, liberal states. This is what I see. No dads in the house. It's always that way. Those are the only kids. I'm not going to say the only kids. Those are the majority of the kids. Young mothers out there getting pregnant. That's who they are. They're all in the inner cities. So I, like the previous video I did, I said, I probably look at abortion a little bit different than everyone else because of the things that I've seen in my own life. I've had experiences with hiring people who've had abortions. And the way they see it is, like I said, it's just, to them, it's convenient. And it's not looked at like Katie Hobbs is, painting the picture to be. That's not the way that they, that's definitely not the way that they look at it. My bodily autonomy and, taking away women's rights to health. Oh, no, that's not the way they're looking at it. They're getting high. They're getting drunk. They're hanging out with all sorts of dudes. They're being very irresponsible. Okay. All right. That's why I believe that we should be tougher on abortion, that we should never allow it unless someone's life is in danger. Unless someone's life is in danger. That's it. And instead, I would propose getting involved in the community for real. Strong men, strong women, taking some of this money that we're sending to Ukraine, taking some of these tax dollars that we're sending, investing it into the education. Okay. Adoption is another one. Nobody wants to tell a woman what to do with her body. That's not what this is about. I don't like to see innocent life being taken away when it could have been prevented by abstinence. That's what I'm talking about. All right. So the argument that, Republicans somehow want to take women's rights away from them and their bodily autonomy. The argument that Republicans somehow want to take away a woman's right to her own body. It's just to me, it's absolutely ridiculous. She should be more responsible. That's what we should be talking about. That's exactly what we should be talking about, because back in my grandparents' day, it was none of this. So it can be done. Okay. Margaret Sanger came along and convinced everybody that you just get rid of your baby because you're not qualified to be a parent. That's crazy. Where did that idea come from? I wonder where. I wonder where those sorts of thoughts come from. So we've got in the liberal cities. Here's the way I see it. Here's what we got. In the liberal cities, we got gun violence, criminals, right? We got lots of criminals, lots of abortion. We got lots of corruption in the justice system. What else we got? Lots of drugs, lots of alcohol, liquor stores everywhere. Okay. This is what we have in the liberal cities. They wonder why these young women are doing abortions. Look around them. Who are the men around them? Okay. You got homeless people laying on the streets. all these liberal ideologies are awful. They're awful. And in the red states, they're just not like that. I'm sorry. So I understand why Arizona wants to do this, even though Trump disagrees. I disagree with Trump. I think that it's a good idea. I think it should be like that in every red state at least, okay? Because we don't operate like those people. We, the people, don't operate like that, okay? We mind our business. We don't want to take anybody's rights away. That's the last thing we want to do, is take away somebody's rights, okay? But I actually agree with Trump when he said it should be in the state's hands. You can't turn it back, Trump. You can't just say, oh no, they went too far. No, that's what they want. Okay. This is showing that Katie Hobbs, she doesn't look like the real governor. Okay. So, you know, I own, I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. It's just, I mean, I can't say that enough that it does not. This abortion ban, it doesn't hit everybody the same way. Just not like that in red states. Just not like that. Again, the liberal cities are corrupted. They do things totally different. They want to take away guns because criminals are, you know, running wild and, you know, shooting the crap out of people for no reason because they want to be in a gang. They don't do that in red states. Why? Because I just went over this. Somebody's grandmother might be carrying a gun where I'm living. Okay, I don't hear about abortion talk. We don't see people getting shot down in the streets. It's just not going to happen. We're not going to tolerate it. All right. So, and I like that law and order. That's a place to raise a kid. That's a place to raise a family. That's a place you could safely raise your kid and have a family. Not a place where people are drunk on the streets. Women are having abortions. People are getting shot. This is crazy. I've lived in one of those cities before. I've lived in one of those places before. Okay. So Katie Hobbs is talking that crap. Okay. I don't know who Katie Hobbs is talking about because I don't think Katie Hobbs has ever grown up in a liberal city like Baltimore, Maryland, or like Chicago. She haven't been to the rough parts. Okay, where people get killed all of the time. People having abortions all of the time. If she could see that, then she would probably understand why a lot of people are not down with this stuff. Just not down with it. Okay, so you talk to some of your black conservatives that grew up in the inner cities, and they'll tell you exactly what it is. They'll tell you some stories about young ladies taking advantage of the system. Sleeping around with 5, 6, 7 different guys, getting pregnant by all 5 of them. This is happening in my own family. Okay? This is happening in my own family. Getting abortions whenever they get pregnant. Oh, I made a mistake. How do you make a mistake? This comes from no morals. This comes from your parents not teaching you biblical values. That's what that comes from. They don't want to admit what the real. That's what I don't get. Like I get it, but you know. That's what really ticks me off is that they don't want to get down to the real nitty gritty of why this stuff is actually happening. Why is abortion so important for these people? Why do they think that it's okay? That it's not actually a baby? Because I got news for you. It is a baby. Okay. It is a baby. It will be crying. You will be working. You will be up. All right. So you better think twice before you lay down and change your life, okay? But just because you changed your life doesn't mean you get to take the baby's life. That's not how that works, you know? So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. This has been Yup, I Said It. And until next time, thank you.